What about you? Welcome to Premier Lawn's video. Today we're going to talk about weed grasses in the lawn and how to prevent it. So stick around. Welcome back. Now, a couple of weeks ago we did a video about what to do whenever you have weed grasses actually in your lawn and how to get rid of them. This video today we're going to focus on how to stop them coming into your lawn to begin with. Now, to give you guys some background, we actually killed this lawn off last September and we've redone it. And guess what? The weed grasses are back. We're going to show you all different ways how we're going to try and really cut down them coming into the lawn. So some of you guys might be asking, what is a weed grass? If you look up a weed in the dictionary, it's a plant in the wrong place at the wrong time. Whenever we take that thought and we apply it to our lawn, it's actually, a weed grass is a plant in the wrong place at the wrong time. So a weed grass is a plant that maybe looks a bit different from the rest of the lawn or grows at a different rate, and it just takes away from the general appearance of the lawn. So the weed grasses that are in this lawn are Yorkshire fog and poana or annual meadow grass. Here we go. This is our annual meadow grass. Easy to spot because of the seed head that grows in your lawn. You're going to see a lot of this whenever you start looking for it. You're going to see a lot of it. The seed heads typically grow from May through to July. If you really want to control it, then now's the time to be getting on top of it. The number one reason why I have so many weed grasses in my lawn is actually because of this field here. We have a field beside the lawn. We're getting an awful lot of weed grasses blown in from here over to there. There's not that much I can do about this, but we're going to show you different ways we can really minimise the weed grasses from growing. Now, before we begin, folks, if I could ask you to hit that like button down below, because it really helps me out and it helps me grow my channel. Subscribe for more videos like this. I post regular lawn care tips and tricks on bringing your lawn to the next level. Just go ahead and smash that like button for me. The most effective way to control poana is actually to take a knife and cut it. Now, obviously you're not going to be using a knife on a big lawn, so we're going to look at a couple of different ways, but really you want to be breaking the stolons that are in the grass. So I have a metal rake here. If you're new to lawn care, if you have a small lawn, you can't get away with just using one of these metal tine rakes. Now, this process best done before you cut the grass, so I'm going to show you that now, but really we want to lift those seed heads up so we can run the mower over it and get a good cut. Alright guys, now the rake isn't going to be suitable if you have a big garden or a reasonably sized garden. If you have a scarifier, you can use it, although you have to be really careful with it because we're not looking to scarify the lawn, we're just looking to replace the Verti cutter. I don't have a Verti cutting unit here, so I'm going to take the scarifier and we're going to set it really high so as we're just tickling the surface. For any of you that don't know, this is a scarifier, so instead of your normal lawnmower has the blades go round and round, this actually has blades that go like that. So I'll just flip this over and show you it. So we have these blades here that go round and round, and they're going to cut into the weed grass. It is just a matter of trial and error. You can see that we've just tickled the surface here, so this is all we're really looking to do. We're just looking to cut and lift up those seed heads. Alright guys, now before we get further in this video, I just want to tell you about something new that we have. We'll have a new Facebook group called the Premier Lawns Community. We're on Facebook. It's a private group to share tips and tricks and ideas and how to get your lawn to the next level. We'll have people from all over the world, so make sure you check us out. Alright guys, now we're going to get this tidied up. We're just going to blow all this and then we're going to give the grass a cut, and then we're going to talk about other different ways how we can really stop the poana with good general lawn care tips and tricks. So we'll get this tidied up and then we'll start into that. This is the debris that came out of the lawn. You can see just all the thick grass, and you can see those stalks that we're trying to remove. As I say, we're not looking to get right down into the thatch layer. We're just looking to disrupt those seed heads as much as we can. So the 1/3 rule, anytime you're cutting your grass, you don't want to take any more than 1/3 off your lawn, because otherwise you're going to be putting your lawn under stress, and that's whenever you're going to get the weed grasses coming in. Something worth considering is fertiliser. Now, whenever you feed your lawn, you don't want to be putting on too much fertiliser. If you have a really super dark green lawn all the time, then you're going to create the conditions that the weed grasses favour as opposed to the rest of your grass. And alternatively, if you don't feed the lawn enough, then you're going to create the conditions where the weed grass are going to come in and take over your lawn. So it's all about just a balanced diet. A lot of people ask me about top dressing and what makes the best top dressing, what top dressing should they use, and should you use sand. Now, sand doesn't really have a place in your lawn, and this is going to hopefully explain it to you. So we're just going to take a sample out of this lawn. Now, I top dressed this lawn myself last May. This time last May, we top dressed this ourselves. So whenever you put something onto your lawn, you can't take it off. We'll have our core here. We've taken a sample out, and you can clearly see this layer of sand. Now, if you're always top dressing your lawn with sand, you risk creating a barrier layer here. Soil is a funny thing, and grass is a funny thing. So the grass will happily grow, but then it'll grow in the sand, but whenever it hits the soil, it'll stop growing, and this will become a barrier layer. So you'll end up creating a really low profile in your soil, that the roots are just going to grow into this sand layer, and they're not going to go down here, and you're going to end up with a really shallow rooted lawn. And the poa annual meadow grass has shallow roots, and you're going to create the conditions that it wants as opposed to your lawn. You'll see a lot of YouTubers recommending top dressing sand, and it is good, and it's really easy to work with, but you can cause long-term damage to your lawn that is really hard and expensive to put right. You'll see me using sand in some of the videos, but you'll also see we do an awful lot of aerating, so I can actually aerate through this, and we'll be aerating the lawn on a regular basis. But for 99.9% of people, they're not going to have an aerator sitting there. You have that sand layer, and you're just going to create problems for yourself. So if you're going to be top dressing, pick a good loamy soil or topsoil, or even 70-30. Whenever I say 70-30, you actually want 70 soil and 30 sand. The only time I would maybe think about using sand is if you know what you're doing, or if you do have a really sandy lawn to start with. So another thing you can do to stop the weed grasses is regular aeration, and that's going to get the roots down into the lawn. Now, I know a lot of you guys will say to me, Robbie, we don't have an aerator, what can we do? Now, I have done a previous video on how to aerate your lawn without any expensive tools. Overseeding your lawn a couple of times a year, spring and autumn, really good way to keep your lawn thick, and it's going to stop the invasion of the weed grasses coming in. So definitely think about overseeding your lawn a couple of times a year to keep it out, especially whenever you're doing the aerating. Now, we made this drag mat in a previous video. It cost 30 quid, less than 30 quid, works really well. So you don't need to be spending a fortune on your lawn just to have a really good lawn, and that's what we're always trying to do with these videos. So look, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.